21 attendees are waiting seats.
Yes, ma'am. YouTube also we are live.
Yes.
Ma'am, you keep checking the panelist name. If anyone
Yeah.
is not part of your team, you message me. Then I'll put them as a participant. Smiley, ma'am. Now it's better, sir. Goodwin.
Yeah, ma'am. I think it's been long I have used this video. Maybe that's the reason it is giving a
We should have
blur.
taken a practice session. Maybe next time, I think I should have practice session for everyone. Dr. Smiley, we are on time. It is 6 o'clock and we are live on YouTube and I will launch it and then we can start it so that we are also finishing on time. Is that all right? We have lost a Smiley now. She is the one who is moderating today. Yes. Smiley, ma'am? We can't hear. I think you're mute.
Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, I think I'm just starting the webinar.
Okay.
We are live and please start. Please start.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the distinguished participants, panelists, and faculty members present here today. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to day two of the International Faculty Development Program on Ethics in Higher Education. Following the thought-provoking session we had on day one, we now turn our focus to one of the most critical and often discussed areas in academia, academic integrity and plagiarism. In an age where access to information is just a click away, upholding academic honesty is more important than ever. Today's session promises to be both enlightening and essential for all of us engaged in the pursuit of ethical scholarship. We are honored to have with us today a distinguished academic and thought leader, Dr. R.D. Goodwin, to lead this important session. Dr. Goodwin is currently serving as adjunct faculty at ICFAI University, Hyderabad, and principal and professor of marketing and HRM at VVS PG College, part of the renowned Benai Group of Institutions, Andhra Pradesh. Dr. R.D. Goodwin is an academic leader, educator, and consultant with over 3 decades of experience in teaching, training, research, and administration. He holds a PhD in business administration from Berhampur University, Odisha, which research on sustainable tourism in Andhra Pradesh. Dr. Goodwin has served in senior academic roles, including principal and professor of marketing at HRM at VVS PG College, director at Ramana Institute of Technology, and associate professor at Godavari Institute of Engineering and Technology. A recognized trainer and resource person, he has conducted numerous faculty and management development programs in India and overseas, particularly in the field of ethics in higher education, in association with Globethics Academy, Geneva. He has also collaborated with corporates such as ITC, ONGC, ICICI Bank, Fox and Kings, and Balaji Electricals, bridging academia and industry through consultancy and training. Dr. Goodwin has published widely in Scopus and UGC-listed journals on topics including ecotourism, digital marketing, consumer behavior, and HR practices, and authored the book Ecotourism in India. He has also filed patents in areas of IoT publications and digital marketing. A life member of the Indian Society for Training and Development and an active member of Junior Chamber International that continues to contribute to knowledge building, academic excellence, and institutional development. With extensive experience in both academic instruction and institutional leadership, Dr. Goodwin brings a deep understanding of the ethical challenges faced by educators and students like his insights into maintaining integrity in academic environments and navigating the complexities of plagiarism are both timely and impactful. Without further delay, let us now invite Dr. R.D. Goodwin to take us through today's session. Sir, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for a very nice introduction.
Thank
a
you,
very-
sir. Welcome.
Thank you. A very good evening to all the esteemed participants and my colleagues who are from St. Peter's University and Globe Ethics. My sincere thanks to all the dignitaries holding various positions in these esteemed institutions for giving me this opportunity to share my views on this very important and essentially recognized topic of integrity, academic integrity and plagiarism. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Fine. Can we have the PPT displayed, please? I just sent to Rajula ma'am.
Recipe, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. Can you make it to the full screen, ma'am?
Is it not full screen?
Yeah, it has. Yes, ma'am. Right. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. This international online FDP on ethics in higher education, which is being organized by Department of Management, St. Peter's Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai, and Globe Ethics, South Asia, is a wonderful program. Previously, also, we have been discussing on the similar areas of ethics and integrity in various institutes and how they can take up this challenging concept in ways of implementing it in their institutions and universities. So again, this is a great honor and privilege for me to interact with the esteemed university, St. Peter's Institute of Higher Education and Research. Now, this topic given to me, which is, ma'am, can we go to the next slide? Which one is the multifaceted responsibilities, which is actually inherited in the faculty role. Faculty with instructional responsibilities have to face the challenge of making this sustainable teaching choices, which need to be upheld. Very important concept, that is academic integrity. The role and responsibility of the faculty lies very high on this aspect. And this ethical foundation, which is not only integral to our professional responsibilities, I feel that, but plays a very pivotal role in shaping the success and learning trajectory of our student fraternity, both within and beyond the classrooms. So this academic integrity in higher education is how are you going to deal with it? And that is the real challenge and real issue for many people, right? Before going into the various concepts of academic integrity, what actually academic integrity that we'll discuss. Can we go to the next slide, please, ma'am? This is according to International Center for Academic Integrity. These values create the framework that ensures educational excellence and maintains public trust in academic institutions. What is you mean by academic integrity? The esteemed faculty members who are actually participating here, I need not tell them what is academic integrity is as such, because every one of you might be well aware of this particular word and concept of academic integrity. But just since we are beginning a session on this, I would just like to throw some light on this concept. What is academic integrity? There are 5 core values of this academic integrity, like honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and responsibility. These are the basic core concepts which will form the foundation of ethical academic practice. And we all know that as faculty, we need to be honest and we have to have the trust among us. And very important, fairness, how you deal with the students, the fellow colleagues, and the top management and the lower staff. What kind of fairness and respect and responsibility we show, that forms the core values of academic integrity. Before joining any institution, most of the faculty members will be given orientation. And this orientation actually takes place with respect to that particular institution's academic integrity values, what they have framed, what they are expecting from this particular faculty member. That will be oriented to all the faculty members. It's a very common practice. You all know that. Now, the second concept of academic integrity is ethical decision making. Now, just not having these core values will suffice, but we need to have ethical decision making. For that, the cornerstone for principled choices in teaching, learning, and research activities, we need to think in the lines of ethics. What is good and what is not good? That need to be decided by the very faculty member who is actually dealing with the students in the class and the entire institution, because the reputation of every institution or each and any university or any college lies upon that particular interaction and the values they exhibit. And thirdly, and this is more important, how you're going to build a brand for this particular institution or the college or the university. The credibility factor, global credibility. You are going to achieve global credibility if your academics and your all the other things are having that integrity levels, right? Essentials, which is essential for maintaining the value and worldwide recognition of academic achievements. How you are achieving this academic in the academics, what you are achieving and how you are achieving always matters, because you all know that the ends actually are not important. The means are also important. Not the ends, but the means are also important. For that, we need to have academic integrity. So this is basically what I wanted to share with you in terms of academic integrity. The 5 core values we need to have, we need to exhibit them, and the very important concept, decision making. When you decide, only the things will move from one place to the other. So how you are making decisions and what are the underlying thinking pattern you are having? Is it ethical or not? That need to be very much focused upon, right? And keeping the global credibility, not only the national credibility, the global credibility. We are now in a global market. Now, how our institutions, our universities are being focused in terms of building a brand, what kind of academic integrity we are showing, that is more and more the concernful thing. Fine. So this is what I wanted to share as an academic integrity is. Now, why academic integrity is being much focused these days and much talked about, the topic has become a topic. Like, can we go to the next slide, ma'am, please? Now, why academic integrity? Why academic integrity matters? Now, why, as I was telling you that, why we are more concerned about this academic. Is it really that important, a challenging one? No. I have just listed out four important factors. First one is institutional reputation. Yes, academic integrity matters with respect to institutional reputation. Nowadays, if you just watch some newspapers, even the top institutions are really facing a challenging situation, a very concernful situation where they have been caught up by the inspecting authorities that they lack this integrity in various aspects, not only in terms of teaching, in terms of publication as well. Various issues are being raised, and the very premier institutions have been losing their reputation just because of this integrity. You might have come across various news with respect to NAC and NIRF when they have fabricated so many things, so many issues have been discussed upon this. Now, what is this institutional reputation? Now, it actually protects the credibility and standing of both students and universities in the global academic community. And that's why we need to have academic integrity. It really matters because this integrity showcases your reputation in various fronts, in various platforms. Your institutional reputation really considers with respect to integrity, academic integrity. That's why we need to seriously focus on academic integrity. That is about institutional reputation. Second one is professional readiness. Now, what is this professional readiness? What do you understand by this professional readiness? This academic integrity really gives you that kind of, soft cushion that which ensures graduates being possessed authentic knowledge and skills required for their chosen careers. Now, this academic integrity really pushes the students into the fields of their choice, into the careers of their choice, with much more equipped readiness, equipped holistic personality, which is required for every student. So this professionalism or professional attitude or professional behavior will be enabled if you have this academic integrity, because wherever you deal with the students, wherever you teach or when you conduct examinations, when you evaluate them, you show that kind of ethical conduct, ethical decision making. So that makes the students also feel very professional and makes them ready for taking up any sort of careers in their future. And third one is fair competition. This fair competition actually maintains a level playing field where success is based on genuine effort and ability. Now, when you are fair, nothing comes as a hurdle for you because you can easily handle things because you have that fairness in your every activity, in your actions, in your decisions, whatever it is. So that fair competitions will help you maintain a level playing field where the success will be easy for you and it will be showcasing your ability. And the next one is safety protection. Academic integrity enables safety protection, where it guards students from exploitation and blackmail associated with illegal cheating services. It doesn't give a scope for them. It doesn't even come into their minds this kind of any kind of illegal activity, illegal cheating services. So it gives you safety. Madam, can we go to the next slide? It is the previous slide, please. Yeah, it is safety. So this is what academic integrity actually gives you or enables you. That is why I said why academic integrity really matters to any college, any university or institution, because just the four important elements I was mentioning, it gives you institutional reputation and makes the students become ready for professionally and enables them to face any kind of competition in a fair and just manner, and also protects them not to do any kind of illegal cheating activities. This academic integrity gives you that kind of protection. So this is why we need academic integrity in institutions. Can we go to the next slide, ma'am, please? Now, what are the common violations of academic integrity? This is the very, very commonly faced situations in every institution. I think most of you might be experiencing these kind of activities in your institutions. I think any faculty members, if you're really having this experience of these activities, they can share, because these are the common things with respect to the faculty as well as students. Right? Am I right? Any response, please? You can see the slide, and the points which I'm actually trying to share: plagiarism, collusion, fabrication, exam misconduct, and work recycling. I think these are the very common challenges most of the faculty, as faculty, we face. And I need not much elaborate on this, but I would certainly love to have you share your experiences with respect to any of these concepts, like what plagiarism actually makes you feel like, and what are the collisions you come across, and how fabrication sometimes woos you or you tempts you to come up with some publications, right? And exam misconducts. Most of us will be doing invigilations during examinations, and what kind of misconducts we experience while invigilating, and also work recycling, right? The first one, let me share, plagiarism. This plagiarism, I think I will discuss in the next coming slides detailedly about that. I just want to just focus a few lines here. This is nothing but, I think you all know that, using others' ideas or words without proper citation. That is almost like stealing it, using others' ideas or words. This is what is basically plagiarism is. And most, I think about more than over 50% of publications, and most of the writings, and even the students, when they give their assignments, they do this kind of plagiarism in their works. We have experienced that. We all know that, right? This is the first common violation of academic integrity. How this academic integrity, faces a challenge. The first one, plagiarism. Second one is collusion. This is unauthorized collaboration, or sharing work when individual effort is required. When you alone are supposed to do a particular work, like a project, a minor project, or a major project, or a research work, instead of you doing alone, you try to involve some of your students or some of your fellow colleagues or juniors. You take the help of all of them, and you forget to recognize their efforts. You showcase as if you're doing it alone. That is what is collusion is. It happens. Even I also experienced in previous college, we had some faculty members, while making reports for NAC or AACT or even NRF, they make the students bunk their classes and assist the faculty in doing all these reports, and showcase that it is all their, as if it is all their work. That happens. This kind of unauthorized, you are not authorizing your collaboration. So this is a collusion. Second type of integrity breach, where you are trying to violate your integrity. And third one is fabrication. Maybe this is a very familiar concept, a very familiar activity with all faculty members and others. I don't mean to say that all faculty, some of the faculty, right? Fabricating, you try to invent data, you try to invent sources, or even you try to, develop your own research findings. And that is not actually out of your study. You try to fabricate that. And you support all your academic work. That is what is fabrication is. Yeah, I have certain friends. I know some friends who, with one data analysis, one data, they write some 5 to 6 articles. Same data they use. So they're inventing data. Sources they will cook up various sources and research findings, their own research findings, not genuinely which have come out of the study. They will try to fabricate it. This is real breach. This is real violation of your academic integrity for the sake of publication or for the sake of project submission or something else. If you do this kind of fabrication, your integrity is at question. So this kind of violations cannot be entertained if you have to maintain your integrity. And next important, very, very another familiar one is exam misconduct, where you come across with unauthorized materials, disrupting exams, or engaging in dishonest testing practices. This is another violation of academic integrity. You cannot tolerate this kind of things in examination because it is going to test a individual's ability, individual's talents. If you compromise on that, and then it is a real violation of academic integrity. So we need to be very, very cautious when it comes to testing and examinations. We have to be very, very serious on this issue because it really matters for a individual's career. And finally, work recycling is, you resubmitting previous work without proper permission or acknowledgement. This is what work recycling is. As I told you earlier, the same concept, the same data, the same findings are just changed with minor changes, or you change the title and you try to resubmit the same thing without proper permission of the previous author, actual author, or the proper acknowledgement of that particular work. That happens. Sometimes we try to compromise. We try to, in a very pressurized environment, we tend to do certain things. So this work recycling is really considered an academic integrity violation. So how many of you have experienced these kind of things in your illustrious careers? Maybe most of us have either experienced or seen or have, from our fellow colleagues, you might have experienced this kind of things. Am I right? Can I have anything added to this? Any other violations? If you suggest, I will try to uh, include them in this academic integrity violations. Can you please type in the chat box any faculty members if I have skipped any of either violations which you maybe what I really feel is dear esteemed faculty members, this academic integrity, though it is very common concept, very common issue or common concept thing to be highlighted, the next how to deal with this academic integrity, what I'm going to tell you is, has to be designed and has to be discussed and has to be charted out institutional wise. It has to be customized. What I would like to say is academic integrity concepts have to be customized because from institution to institution, from place to place, from culture to culture, they differ. They differ really. So in that manner, every institution might be having another various or multiple or new kind of violations taking place with respect to this academic integrity. So this is what I want to put forward. Madam, can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you for the faculty members who have shared their answers with me. Thank you. And next one is the challenges for international and graduate students. Actually, when we deal with this, most of the institutions, the universities nowadays are having um, foreign students as well. Not only they concentrate on domestic students, national students, but they go for international students as well. In places like Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, we have seen so many students coming from, Asian countries and African countries joining us. So in such cases, there are various challenges for international and graduate students as well. On this front, I would like to put forth three important uh, elements. The first one is cultural differences. Next one is Western standards and a balanced approach. What is required? The challenges for international graduate students. Now, even in India itself, we see a lot of cultural differences. If we take students from West Bengal and Bihar and some of the northern states, and their behavior and their cultures are quite different from the southern states, like even Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh or Karnataka, Kerala. We share a different we share a different set of cultures. Even in South India itself, the languages which we have, Tamil, Malayalam, and Telugu or Kannada, we have different cultures, different language sets. So India, as we know, is a diverse educational system here. So in this cultural differences, where you have diversity, and that brings various academic integrity norms, right? Particularly from countries with different university systems. If you go to US or if you go to Asia or if you travel to Africa, you have a different educational system there. Even if you go to the bottom countries like, third world countries like uh, Sri Lanka or Nepal, you have a different set of systems there. So how do you handle these international cultures? That is another challenging concept for academic integrity. And so you have to think about these cultural differences when you frame certain frameworks, right? And next one is Western standards. Now, what are the socialization into Western academic practices is very critical, but it can really uh, create initial misunderstanding for the students and the faculty. The way the students act, behave in the campus or in the classroom or in the hostels or in the entire environment will certainly differ from what we have laid down. So what kind of Western standards are required? I have seen one particular institution where they have promised a lot of Western facilities for the students, and they have marketed so well. The students, a bunch of students, like 60, 70 students have joined that particular college. And when, for their surprise, when they have seen the classrooms and the environment, the hostel building and the playground and the other amenities that are provided for the students, they were really shocked. Within a very short span, like in 2 months, they have said, we want to change this college, and they shifted to some other college in India. That is what happens when you don't maintain uh, the promises which you have marketed for about your institution with respect to certain standards. Either it is teaching, what kind of a teaching your methodology you're adopting. Is it chalk and talk, or is it a PPT presentation, or it is a kind of a sharing as a case study method? What type of standards? These all comes into this particular picture. So we need to address all these Western standards when it comes to international students. And for this, we need to have a very balanced approach, like institutions which must combine like enforcement with culturally sensitive education to support the student success. So you need to you need to balance both this domestic, our own cultural values with that of the Western cultural values, so that you can come out with a balanced approach in dealing with the students from various sections. Fine. So this is the challenges for international and graduate students. Can we go to the next slide, ma'am? Now, here comes the important aspect of academic integrity. Not only the management that has to be more concerned about academic integrity, as an executor, the one who actually executes this concept, the middlemen who are in the center. At one end, you have the students, the other end, you have the management, and you need to uphold it. Now, how the faculty can uphold academic integrity? This is what we need to focus much upon, because as a faculty, we are responsible towards the students as well as to the top management. Now, how you do it? I had just listed a few things to just highlight how this academic integrity can be handled by the faculty. Communicate your expectations and policies clearly and repeatedly. Now, what you actually expect from the students, how in terms of their academic conduct or classroom conduct or the wholesome behavior, you need to give a clear-cut policy guideline or what your expectations, so that the students will understand. This is what actually I said in the beginning, like as the faculty have been are being oriented, the students also need. I think it takes place in every institution, right? Where the newly joined students for a weekdays or some few days, they'll be given orientation classes about the culture of the university, about the various standards and various departments, and they will introduce all the faculty members and what kind of standards they maintain and what are their expectations. This kind of orientation generally is given for all the students, I suppose. So here, the faculty members need to give this to each and every class. Otherwise, sometimes what happens is we keep on expecting so many great things from the students, but they fall short. They don't live up to our expectations. Then we feel most disgusted and discouraged. So to avoid this, what we need to do is you communicate what your expectations and your policies clearly to the students, not just once, but keep them updating repeatedly, because we all know that what kind of memory power we have. As soon as we listen in the class, we tend to forget easily. So it is the responsibility of the faculty to communicate to the students. Second one is foster a supportive learning environment in which students feel comfortable discussing challenges and also seek some help. This is one important factor I would like to highlight. Why? Because, this is also my experience. When I ask the students after completing my class or in between my class, in fact, before starting my class, I tell them, if you ask, you will learn. So pose questions. The more you ask, the more you learn. This is what the words I repeatedly tell my students. But unfortunately, nobody questions. They don't couple with, don't, in my part of this particular area, I'm telling my experience, they hardly ask any questions. Uh, why, when we have analyzed, when we have taken certain feedback, why these people are not really asking questions, we came to know that actually from the school days itself, uh, they were brought up in such an environment where the students snubbed each and every student who raised any questions. Nobody talks in the class. Nobody raises their voice. That is what they have been told in the class. So from then onwards, they forgot and they have almost ignored to ask anything, even a doubt also. They will not ask. So whatever the teacher talks, what are the lectures, that itself, that is final. So that kind of environment really is not a good sign. So what we need to do is you have to encourage and create a supportive learning environment where the students actually should feel very comfortable to interact with you, to ask questions, and also take your help. Certain times the students feel so scared to come and talk to the faculty for any kind of help, either it may be relating to the academics or even personal. For this, to address this, we all have this mentor-mentee programs also. I think you all might be having this mentor-mentee programs. So to certain extent, this mentor-mentee programs will help you overcome this kind of problems in giving supporting or encouraging learning environments. So I would really, and that really helped us in one of my institutions where we have introduced mentor-mentee, and students have, not in the class, we used to have that in various other outside the class. So that really helped us. So they come forward for any kind of help also. They look forward for, after all, if the parents are not that coming from highly education background or not that literates, the students really rely on the faculty for any kind of help. So we need to, that actually upholds academic integrity. Students, even after going out to the college, they will be in touch with you for any kind of guidance in their careers, if you really encourage them to talk. The third one is use transparency in learning and teaching practices. So this transparency is the most important factor. We all know that. So if you are transparent, even in your evaluation, in your teaching practices, that really helps upholding our academic integrity. Students will be more you maintain in your methodology or in your in all those factors, the teaching practice, what are the teaching practices? That is why most of the institutions, they will ask for what kind of teaching practice or teaching methodology, or even teach lesson plans. They will ask for from the faculty beforehand, so that they will have a look at that, what kind of methodology the teacher, so and so teacher or so and so lecturer is using in the classroom. So be transparent in the learning and your all practices. And finally, employ scaffolded low stakes or no stakes assessments. This is what I was telling you. Sometimes the judicious assessment evaluations is the very, very core of academic integrity. There should not be any kind of problems in terms of transparency in evaluation. Why the marks, and what for the marks, and in what manner the marks were given to the students, how the papers were evaluated, how the papers were assessed, or even the discussions were assessed, or even the total student personality is being assessed. That has to be very, very clear, and you need to be having no stakes or low stakes in this. So these are the four important factors I feel that really upholds academic integrity with respect to the faculty in their institutions. Madam, can we go to the next slide, please? Ma'am, can we go to the next slide, please? Now for this, just keeping keeping on discussions or doing some elaborations or doing some, debates and seminars will not suffice. I feel that the institution roles and resources are equally important. How this institutional roles will help them. And the first one is academic integrity committees. The institution has to be very, very cautious or very, very open to have this kind of supporting elements. They have to create some academic integrity committees. Much talked about various things or keep brainstorming of various these kind of concepts will not really help. But when it is put into practice, when it is really is being carried forward with in terms of actions and activities, now that really helps uh, uh, realize the concepts in any organization. When you want to realize seriously, you have to implement certain things. For this, you need to have academic integrity committees. The faculty and student members can collaborate to oversee the policies and determine appropriate sanctions, which are using various models. As I told you, I don't want to. I have seen various models, but when finally what I felt is whatever the model that suits your institution, you cannot use as it is. I feel so, because you need to customize according to your university vision, mission, and integrity policies. That has to be the priority for every institution. Now you need to customize what kind of model you want to use for academic collaborating as a committee with the students and the faculty members. The institution has to oversee these kind of activities being flowed to the down levels and bring certain activities into reality. For this, you need to have integrity committees. And once you form these committees and once you form certain frameworks and once you develop the model, they doesn't finish your role. Now you have to do certain assessments and evaluations periodically from time to time. You have to check which are being uh, valid in the present context, which are outdated in the present context, so that immediately you need to change them. So that is important with respect to academic integrity committees. And second one is educational resources. As I was telling you, there's resources in terms of workshops or online resources and or even plagiarism detection tools like Turnitin or support prevention, and so which will support prevention and education initiatives. So you need to have these resources. You need to establish in a very concrete manner, uh, like once in a while, like once in a blue moon, like if you have a workshop. Now, because you have to do workshops as per this AACT or a NAC or any other inspection bodies, for the sake of that, you should not do, because most of the times, even even for these workshops like us, many other workshops when we attend, even as a faculty member, initially when I was attending certain workshops, we used to feel, என்ன சொல்ல போறாங்க? We all know that what we are going to hear, what we are going to listen, it is so much of boring sessions. Like this kind of notions prevail in most of the faculty. But you need to design these workshops or online resources or any other things in a more live manner, where you involve people into that so that they will learn personally. So these educational resources need to be designed in such a manner where interaction takes place. Fine. And third one, and the final one is clear communication. As I told you in the earlier slide also, a transparent expectations and consequences will foster a campus culture, really. And it is, which is built on integrity and mutual respect. So clear communication is the concept, important concept for making this academic integrity a success, a reality. So you need to have a transparent expectations, and these expectations need not be one-sided. And these expectations has to be mutually respectable from whoever the stakeholders involved in that, maybe the management, the faculty, the staff, the students, even alumni. All these elements need to be combined when you're having certain expectation levels, what expectations you're trying to frame. So these clearly communicating all these things will definitely build on certain integrity and mutual respect. So when they are involved, they feel that ownership. They feel that ownership because these expectations are not one-sided, because we both sat down and we have clearly defined our integrity frameworks. So we need to abide by that. This is how the belonging feeling or ownership feeling develops when you involve and communicate to all the stakeholders. So this is institutional roles and resources. As I was telling you, I mean, the institution cannot be thinking one side, all the stakeholders has to be involved. So this is what the roles and resources from the institution side, if provided, academic integrity will be a success, a reality. Then can we go to the next slide, please? I'll make it fast because we need to have a certain discussion or questions to be answered. Madam, can we go to the next slide, please? Am I audible to the audience, please? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So this is visualizing integrity before and after. Whatever that is in your mind, it will be a big question mark for you. But when you are very clear in your communication, very focused, and definitely it will be a fruitful and bright aspect for the institution. Madam, next slide, please. So this is about finally integrity, academic integrity, building a culture of integrity together. Now, you have a moral compass and a shared responsibility and a scholarly pillars which will enhance the personal growth as well as institutional growth. For this, you have all these things. Academic integrity transcends and rules. The guiding pillar. It's a guiding pillar, right? And it is a shared responsibility. As I was telling you, academic integrity is not a concept of a single stakeholder. No, it is a shared responsibility. Every person, every university, every person involved in the university have that responsibility being shared. And it is a real scholarly pillar where honesty, respect, and fairness that really forms the stakeholders, it gives you a very scholarly build-up. Your personality will be a different one. And finally, a personal growth, the growth of individual, holistic growth will actually will be achieved by this academic integrity. So this is what finally I would like to conclude about academic integrity, and we'll go to the next concept of plagiarism. With that, I will, in few slides on discussing the plagiarism, I will try to close and we'll go for some question and answer session. Ma'am, can we go to the next slide, please? Now, this is really plagiarism threatens the credibility of higher education and research institutions across our country, not just one particular institution, no exception. Every institution is having is really facing this serious problem. Even government-appointed committees have consistently flagged plagiarism and data manipulation. You all know that as major threats to academic quality and global reputation. And most of the faculty, esteemed faculty members might have seen in online and offline news where premier institutions in India are listed in this particular problem area of plagiarism and academic dishonesty context. Those most of the institutions which we consider as leaders in Indian education system are also brought under that particular survey as being experiencing this kind of misconduct, academic misconduct. Plagiarism fundamentally undermines the trust and significantly devalues academic qualifications and also seriously harms India's international academic reputation and standing. That is why we all know that, when certain ranking systems are given worldwide top universities, we know that where we stand actually, because we suffer this kind of problems. But strong regulations, effective legal deterrence, and comprehensive ethical education must really work synergetically together to combat this challenge that we need to have. And this, why we are having this kind of plagiarism in Indian academia, we all know that, the publish or perish concept was there. It was very prevalent, publish and perish culture. This creates immense pressure on both faculty and students, and significantly increasing the temptation for dishonest academic practices and shortcuts. We all know that. I don't know. I mean, of late, this publish or perish concept is not widely discussed, but a couple of years back, this was a very catchword with all the universities, the managements pressurizing the faculty to publish more and more articles in reputed journals like Scopus or Web of Science or any other international premier acclaimed journals, so that they get good ranks, ranking either in NAC or NIR or for other things. The managements go after ranking, the faculty go after publications, and the students finally are left with no proper academic inputs in the classes. That is how most of the institutions really suffer these days, where the students not being given proper attention or guidance with respect to their careers in terms of academic inputs or career inputs. So this is a real challenge for Indian academia. Madam, can we go to the next slide, please? So, how do you define this plagiarism? What constitutes academic dishonesty? And we all know that what kind of definition the UGC has given with respect to plagiarism: taking someone else's work or ideas and presenting them as one's own original creation. That is how plagiarism is defined. And it is not, we all know that it is not legitimate. Now, what is a legitimate exclusion is properly quoted work, references, bibliography, generics, terms, standard symbols, and equations. This will be considered as legitimate exclusions, right? And common type of errors is verbatim copying, remixing the sources without proper citation, and ghostwriting services. And we all know that ghostwriters nowadays are doing a lot of business. You need not bother about writing an article on your own. You have many people who come for your help. Just you pay them, you will get an article. Even in some places, even the publication work, the publication botheration, everything will be taken up by them. Only thing is you need to pay amount. So this is how the dishonesty is increasing more and more in academics. When a research work which is not of your own, how can you claim that that ideas, that knowledge, and that whatever the publication that is yours, as if it is yours? When you do proper research, that really helps you in delivering more effectively and efficiently in the classroom. You can share more and more ideas very eloquently, very confidently when you do your own research. When you plagiarize, you will lack confidence. Really, that is what is my personal suggestion to my all friends and colleagues here is to do that. So this is what is plagiarism, how this, that is why the quality of academics is really going down by, in terms of standards. That is what is really concernful for Indian academics, right? Madam, can we go to the next slide, please? And what kind of regulations? UGC plagiarism levels and penalties, I need not tell this. 2018 regulations actually talks about level 1, 2, 3, 4 levels have been given. What kind of actions and penalties and punishments will be given for various misconducts in academic publishing, like level 0 up to 10%. So maybe they will be considered as minor similarities or no penalty. Up to 10% is allowed, but above 10% to 40%, even for students, they will be asked to submit a revised script within 6 months, or even for faculty, they will be asked to withdraw the manuscript and prohibit them from publishing any work for 1 year. This is how happened. I think you all know that. I need not tell specifically about what kind of consequences will be faced by faculty members once caught with this plagiarism. So, Madam, can we go to the next slide, please? Even the legal framework for Copyright Act and criminal penalties under Section 6.3, which is covered. We all know that. I think this is also the same thing. I'm just trying to just give you a brief outline. We have UGC regulations with respect to plagiarism and the consequences when caught, and the same legal frameworks for the Copyright Act and what are the criminal penalties that are levied upon on the faculty when they are actually bring forth that kind of plagiarisms. Madam, can we go to the next slide, please? Now, the new frontier, we all much talked about, we all know that AI, the new frontier, AI and the plagiarism in higher education. Now you give an assignment to the student. Within no time, they will submit, right? Sir, madam, is it right? any kind of assignment, whatever the
Yes, sir.
toughest
Sure,
assignment,
sir. Sure, sir. Correct, sir.
any
It's correct.
whatever the
What you said is
tough,
correct.
whatever the toughest question you give, whatever the toughest topic you give, within no time they will submit you, because it is all readily available with AI. AI is doing wonders, right? Yes, it is doing wonders as well as creating a lot of problems as well with respect to the self-preparation of students, gaining knowledge from their own experiences, own learning, self-learning. No, it is not taking place. For that, really, it is a real challenge for the faculty members nowadays, even in examinations, even practical examinations or assignment submissions, or even for any other works. They're taking it so easy, so easy. So this new frontier, AI and plagiarism in higher education, is a real concern. Now, how this is going to be tackled is for any one of you have read how this US universities nowadays are going back, are really going back, and they are now um, using handwritten test, blue books, and oral examinations. Have you heard this? Recently, I have come across an article in India Today, online edition in September 9th paper. They have written this article where they have made a mention that why US professors are going back to handwritten tests, blue books, and oral examinations. Like most of the universities in US are going back nowadays. Why? Because um, across US campuses, it seems more professors are quietly asking students to put down keyboards and pick up pens. And pick up pens, not because they are nostalgic, but because they need to know the work in front of them came from a human brain, not a chatbot. And that is what the realization nowadays is coming from West. I think, I hope that will flow down to this northern parts, eastern parts as well, because they have realized what they have been losing in terms of the quality of inputs that is being given to the students. Now, handwritten examinations and short in-class essays now are making a very common thing in US universities. There is no question of cheating there, and oral examinations do the same. And they also force students to explain and defend ideas out loud. Whatever the ideas they are floating, they have to defend themselves. These ideas are mine, not from the chatbot. So that is how US colleges are going back to handwritten academic work. So AI generated content is a challenge. As I was telling you, and AI actually, the chat GPT, on, you all know that various tools are there. So that is another real challenge for academic faculty. And UGC's AI stands, you all know that UGC explicitly includes AI generated content under plagiarism regulations if not properly attributed and disclosed. You have to mention clearly where where you have picked it up from. So, and detection difficulties is another important concept, because even in US universities itself, they're feeling to check with this assessment tools or evaluation tools with respect to plagiarism, because they happen to be more expensive tools. They themselves say that they cannot afford them. Think about our Indian context. How can we afford that kind of evaluation and assessment tools with respect to checking the various assignments or plagiarisms that takes place? So we need to think and frame certain guidelines with respect to using AI and the plagiarism in higher education. So this is another important challenge, as a new frontier the institutions and colleges are facing nowadays. Madam, can we go to the next slide, please? No, awareness and ethical sensitivity is very much required nowadays, where you need to have this human element, where you need to have this human element. Unless you have this human touch, people may not, maybe they really may not feel that kind of pinch that is required. So what is this? This awareness and ethical sensitivity. First one is unintentional violations. It is understood that, recent studies really reveal that many people unintentionally plagiarize due to insufficient awareness of proper citation practices and academic standards. So the students need to be created awareness, the faculty need to be created awareness with respect to what kind of citation practices to be followed. In your regular sessions or various seminars or some workshops, you need to focus on these kind of awareness programs where you will educate them what are the citation practices and what are the academic standards the Indian academia is following, or the Western academia is following, the certain journals are following, certain universities are following, and this need to be made aware clearly to the students and the faculty communities. So when it is understood that most of the such activities are being done or taken up unintentionally or even unconsciously, that need to be addressed properly. Second one is training impact. Comprehensive ethical training and dedicated plagiarism education programs significantly will improve students as well as faculty's academic judgment and decision making. As I told you in the first few slides, this ethical decision making has to be cultivated, has to be developed in all levels, at all levels, with all the stakeholders in a college or in a university, because that decision making will be having a lasting impact on all the stakeholders. When it comes to the top management, you can think about the reputation. In terms of reputation and brand building, it will give an impact. When it comes to the faculty, their career, their advancements, and their growth, personal growth, really matters unless you think and decide ethically. And finally, the students, the output of the students, what are the takeaways when they go to the college, how long they will remember, how sincerely they remember the efforts of the faculty, the efforts of the institution in building up their career, in build up their holistic personality. That really matters. So training impacts really this particular human element. And finally, cultural responsibility. Faculty and institutions must actively foster a robust culture of integrity, focusing on education rather than solely enforcing penalties. So this is also one of my experience. Certain institutions over here, they are more fascinated, towards imposing penalties or fines. They collect huge money through this particular penalties and fines. That is a source of income for certain small colleges over here. No, that is not the focus. The focus should be on education, changing the attitude, changing the personality, changing the standards, and changing the outlook overall. So that cultural responsibility has to be taken by faculty and institutions, because it is their responsibility how they are building the nation, how they are building the personalities, how they are building the standards of human mind, how they are training the human minds. What is the human touch and human element they are trying to give to the students? That really matters. So this is what is cultural responsibility is, right? And can we go to the next slide, ma'am, please? And finally, institutional measures and best practices. This is the final thing we'll conclude here. What are the institutional measures? We have talked much about all the concepts, various concepts. And I just briefly, I outline these things. First one is mandatory software implementation. Higher education institutions must implement comprehensive plagiarism checking using UGC approved softwares. What are the softwares? You all know that. So mandatory software implementation is very much advocated. Second one is documentation requirements. Students submit signed undertakings confirming originality. Supervisors must certify all work in plagiarism free before submission. So it is the responsibility of the supervisors to check each and every work that it doesn't contain any kind of copying or malpractices or any kind of fabrication. Thirdly, transparency through archives. Now, institutional repositories like Shodh Ganga archive, uh, theses to promote academic transparency and prevent future violations. So this is a kind of database which you store and educate the faculty as well as student fraternity so that they are very transparent in these matters and should overcome these kind of problems. And finally, a continuous education is required. Regular training programs on research ethics and responsible AI usage are essential for maintaining academic standards. As I was telling you, it is not one-time program or one-time class. It has to be a continuous activity that you need to focus on because it is very common with all of us. We often forget certain things and take it for granted while taking or picking up certain information from various other sources. So regular training programs on research ethics is a very, very responsible program. And how you are going to use AI, artificial intelligence, is also should be made aware to both students as well as faculty so that they will not cross the lines and create some kind of ill feeling to the institution at broader level. So that is what important element is. So, Madam, next slide. With this, I think I will finally close and we can go for any question and answers. I would like to have any feedback and question and answers if anything to be shared from the esteemed faculty.
Sir, there are two questions in the chat box. I'll read it for you.
Yes, ma'am.
What about integrity in the age of AI, please?
I was
This
telling
is the
you.
question, sir. What about integrity? And the second one is, sir, when we compare the legal framework of plagiarism among US, EU, and India, Europe consider plagiarism as not a criminal offense, only fines and other
Yeah.
penalties.
Yes. True, ma'am, true. That's what I was telling you, na? When we develop certain frameworks with respect to academic integrity, we need to think about uh, our own culture and the cultures which are going to be involved when we publish. So we need to take
Sir?
It's frozen. Let's see. I think we've lost him. Let's see for a minute and he'll get back.
And you come for a round, we are going to get proofs.
If you have any question, you can drop it in the question and answer no box so that sir will answer your queries. You can type out your queries or questions in the drop of question and answer box there. Rajula ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. I'll just
sir is joining.
yeah, he's calling him.
Dear participants, if you have any questions from this day two session, you can post
Okay. He's
directly in the question and answer
He's
session.
joining. He's
Yes,
joining.
he's joining. Okay.
He didn't do anything. He's telling what happened. He doesn't understand. Maybe for a second, I think net got disconnected.
I request all the participants to stay here. The feedback link will be posted here in the chat box. So kindly don't leave the platform until we post the feedback link. It will not be sent to your mail. So kindly stay back. I'm posting the feedback link in the chat box. Hope you can view the feedback link. Kindly fill in your feedbacks as soon
Ma'am.
as you receive it. Yes,
Miss-
ma'am, sir has
Yes,
joined.
ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So kindly, very sorry for the interruption because of the network glitch. Now, sir has joined with us. Sir, Dr. Goodwin,
He's there. He's there.
Yes, sir. Another two questions are there. I'm reading it out for you.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Even
Yes,
though
ma'am.
we are teaching for the
Yeah.
whole year, the student used to refer only Chat GPT the day before the exam. Only we, the faculty members, are struggling to make the students listen. Present students even does not know about the reference book's name, at least not using libraries. This question is from this, Dr. S. Chitra Shivakumar.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, ma'am. For that, uh, this is a very really existing problem and problem being faced by many people. You can do one thing, madam. Like you have the authority of awarding marks, right? In your internals or in your other assignments. So assign certain marks for citing references from various texts other than Chat GPT. And give priority to students, those who actually come out with their own work by doing uh, uh, proper reading using library or various other tools other than AI. If at all they are insisting on using AI also, make them very, very particular that they have to, as I told you in one of the slides, that they have to justify what are the findings they are giving you. Let them speak out as they really have done for themselves, by themselves, otherwise. Right. And give marks accordingly. And wherever the occasion comes, whenever the occasion comes, you try to highlight the students, those who are doing their genuine works by using certain books, by referring certain books, by using certain books. That will definitely make others also. That will make others also shift from AI to the usage of library or other books, right? This may help you to some extent. I don't see that it is the ultimate solution. No, you cannot change the students very much habituated, highly habituated usage of AI. You cannot stop it overnight. You cannot control it overnight. So slowly you can change their, approach. They change their habits or change their, attitude towards using certain tools, AI tools or other resources. In that way, probably you can control or you can minimize that particular usage of AI. I suppose this will help you to some extent. I'm not saying that it all depends again from student to student or from class to class or from batch to batch. It has to change. Fine. Thank you, man. What is the
Thank you,
other
sir.
question, man?
Sir, she has replied that, yes, sir, we will try giving such assignments only. Thanks for your suggestion. So, one more question, sir. What strategies can students use to avoid plagiarism in their academic work? So, can you hear me?
I think connectivity issue. Thank God that during his presentation there was no issue.
Yeah, yes, okay.
I think you can
So,
try and finish it as 28.
yes, I will conclude the session.
Okay.
So, as sir is having some technical glitch, we are concluding the session. On behalf of the organizing committee and all participants, we extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. R.D. Goodwin for delivering an insightful and thought-provoking session on academic integrity and plagiarism as part of day 2 of our faculty development program. Your comprehensive exploration of key themes, including upholding academic integrity, the institutional roles and resources available, and the growing challenge of plagiarism within Indian academia, offered deep and much needed clarity on a subject of pressing relevance. Particularly enlightening was their discussion on AI and its impact on academic honesty, which opened new dimensions on the evolving landscape of plagiarism in higher education. Your perspectives and examples provide valuable guidance for faculty members navigating these complex issues in today's academic environment. Thank you once again for your time, expertise, and for inspiring us to hold the highest standards of integrity in our academic pursuit. Thank you all. Thank you, dear participants. Kindly fill in the feedback form. Thank you all for joining. We will
Thank
meet
you.
tomorrow on day 3 session at 6 p.m.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for this opportunity. I really express my thanks and sincere gratitude to St. Peter's University. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thanks.
sir. Thank you.
Rajula, ma'am, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much. Dr. Smile.